As you sit here comfortably and just allow yourself to settle in, you may notice a sense of gentle calm, a curiosity, a sense of openness, allowing your mind to wander. As your breath naturally slows, you might find yourself becoming aware of just how naturally, effortlessly, and easily your mind begins to explore. There's something very interesting, isn't there, about the way that people grow. Perhaps you've noticed the way a singer begins to find their own unique voice, the way it emerges, like the way a seed grows, finding its way towards the light, with each day, each moment, naturally and freely. You might begin to imagine, or even feel, that every breath that you take is nourishing that voice, allowing it to grow stronger, clearer, one note at a time, unfolding into something entirely its own. And as you relax more deeply now, you might find it comforting, almost empowering to imagine that every sound that you make, every moment of practice, is like placing one stone on a path that's guiding you towards something greater. Each stone steady, reliable, secure. And even as you rest, the mind is learning. Your voice is learning, adapting, evolving. Because there's this beautiful truth that all the best singers know, that each note, each step forward creates growth. You know, each person's voice is so remarkably unique, the way it shapes itself over time. And as you sit here now, you might begin to sense how your voice is its own, and that uniqueness, it's valuable. Just as a fingerprint is your own, your voice is your own, your identity, your essence, and it has something truly beautiful to offer the world. And I wonder if you could begin to sense that feeling inside, that you're beginning to feel the worth of your voice, how valuable it is, perhaps even more than before. And I wonder if you've noticed how emotion has a sound, how deeply that you can feel a note, a tone that connects straight to the heart. And perhaps you've heard a song that truly resonated. You could feel with every part of you. And as you sit here, begin to connect with that. Perhaps you might even imagine what it would feel like to sing with that same feeling, that same emotional connection. It's almost as if the music flows through you, allowing you to connect deeply to what you sing, to express what is true for you. And there's something reassuring, isn't there, about knowing how you can care for yourself, how your voice responds when you treat it well. You might begin to feel that deep awareness that you are taking care of your instrument, your voice, knowing that every sip of water, every moment of rest, every gentle stretch allows it to flourish. And as you become aware of this, you can even begin to feel a new respect, an appreciation for the way you can care for your voice. You know, it's fascinating, isn't it, how that feeling, that energy that you feel before a performance, it's almost like excitement, isn't it? And as you let yourself notice this, you can imagine that energy transforming, flowing, becoming fuel, that you can channel, directing it into your voice, into your performance. Perhaps you even find the nerves can be your friend, giving you that spark, that edge, that let you perform with such intensity, connecting you even more with your audience. And I wonder if you've noticed how deeply you can listen to every sound, every nuance, how each note, each melody can carry a lesson. And perhaps as you relax even further now, you can sense the more you listen, the more you begin to hear, and that you're always learning. Every song, every moment of practice, offering you something valuable, allowing you to grow more, to learn more. And isn't it interesting to imagine just how much you'll learn? And as you come back now in your own time, it's as though these beliefs, they've already begun to take root, growing stronger each day, as naturally as a voice finds its song. And you may be curious to notice just how much you'll remember to carry with you, all that you need, knowing that as each day passes, you'll find it even easier to grow into the singer that you truly are. And as you take this time for yourself, begin to breathe in naturally, gently, just the way your body knows. You may find yourself wondering, what if just now I could relax a little deeper? And as you relax, you might start to ask yourself, isn't it amazing how much change can happen simply by allowing yourself to breathe deeply? Just as your mind begins to wander, wherever it wants to go, find itself relaxed, opening, ready to learn. It's curious, isn't it, how sometimes people think to themselves, can I really improve? As though asking that question holds them back. Yet as you listen, as you sit with that thought, you might just notice something interesting. Could it be that each question, every doubt, it's simply a way for your mind to ask, how can I improve? What more is possible? You see, just as every single step brings you a little closer, each question can bring you a little deeper into growth. You know, it's interesting, isn't it? How no two notes are exactly the same. Imagine for a moment your voice is like a fingerprint, unlike any other. A voice that has its own unique texture, its own beauty. Now picture that fingerprint in your mind. Perhaps as the grain of a piece of beautiful wood, smooth, unique, with patterns and lines that tell a story. And I wonder if you ever considered that perhaps your voice holds value because it is only yours. And I wonder if you're ready to allow that voice to come forward. Isn't it fascinating how the very same feelings of excitement that help us succeed can sometimes feel like nerves? You know, it's often been said that the nerves, they're just energy looking for direction. So you might imagine that energy now, like a current flowing, that can be directed into your voice as fuel, allowing you to give a performance that has depth and passion. Because you see, every time you feel those nerves, it can be a reminder, a signal that something powerful wants to emerge. And you may have noticed, when you heard a song that moved you, how it wasn't just the notes, but the feeling behind them, that sense of connection. So as you imagine yourself singing, perhaps you can see yourself on stage, feeling that connection, seeing the audience, hearing your own voice with strength and clarity, as if every word, every note is connecting directly with the listener's heart. It's as if the music flows through you from deep within, out into the world, creating a beautiful exchange. Some people might say, I just don't have the control to sing like that. But really, what does control mean? Isn't it fascinating that control can mean learning to take care, learning to warm up, to breathe deeply, to nourish the voice? Perhaps control isn't about forcing, it's about nurturing. And as you begin to understand that every sip of water, every breath, every gentle stretch is another way of giving yourself power, you may begin to feel that control is as simple as giving the voice what it needs to shine. You know, learning is fascinating. You may not even realize all that you've learned until you look back 5 years from now, a year from now, or perhaps even tomorrow, and notice how the way you listen is changed, how you've become attuned to the nuances, to the subtle beauty in the music. Isn't it interesting that every sound you hear, every moment of practice, each song you sing, is part of a journey that unfolds day by day into mastery. Imagine that each moment is bringing you closer to that future. Now, isn't it interesting that feeling just before you go on stage, some call it nerves, some call it excitement, and yet, isn't it possible that feeling is really just your body's way of connecting with the present moment? What if it were, in fact, a reminder of just how alive you are, just how ready you are to share that moment? You see, when you feel that feeling, you can know it's there to help you, to give you energy, to remind you that what you're about to do matters. You know, the voice, it's a lot like a river, always moving, always finding its way. Just as a river grows stronger as it flows, so does your voice, as you allow it to find its own path. And you can imagine now, can't you, that with each note, each sound, your voice is like water, becoming clearer, stronger, flowing freely with ease and power, overcoming any obstacles, shaping itself perfectly to the path. And just as a river finds its way to the sea, so too will you find that place where your voice flows naturally. And as you sit with these feelings now of strength, of unique expression, you might begin to wonder just how naturally these beliefs, these understandings will continue to unfold each day in new and surprising ways. And as you notice in the days to come, just how natural it is to feel these things growing, developing, you may find yourself more excited than ever to use your voice, to feel it, to share it, knowing that this journey, it's only beginning.